Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Teflon scissors. This is my latest Amazon find. I found this entire set for less than $10 on Amazon, and I first heard about Teflon scissors from a live that I saw that was done by Amber from the Crafty Reporter and Ashley from Six Stitches, and they were talking about all kinds of things as they were sewing, and they mentioned Teflon scissors. So I thought I would check them out. This entire set is, I thought maybe it was going to be overkill, but it turns out I'm using them quite a lot. I've been using the larger ones to cut larger pieces of self-adhesive foam. These are kind of my everyday, anything I need to cut out of self-adhesive foam scissors. And then these two I've really been using more for double-sided tape. I keep one at my cutting table and one by my machine just to cut double-sided tape. So the advantage of these is that because of the non-stick coating, it doesn't stick as much when you're trying to cut things. So with double-sided tape, I tend to get, sometimes my scissors just like stick to the tape. And that doesn't happen with these. So I can easily cut tape with them without having to worry about that. And I can easily cut foam without having to worry about my scissors sticking as I'm cutting. Or, gumming up my scissors. It doesn't really gum up anything and they cut pretty smooth. Okay, so let's talk about double-sided tape first. I use really sticky tape from Waywack. This is called Hyperstick tape. Hyperstick tape is super, super sticky. I say that it's strong like super glue. And I mean, it's like sticking to my fingers. So if this sticks to anything, it's also sometimes going to stick to your scissors as you're cutting it. Honestly, it's not a big deal. I use regular scissors all the time, and yeah, it sticks a little. It's really not a big deal, but if you've got Teflon scissors, it's even better. So I've just been using them. But like I said, it's not like this giant game changer or anything, but it does make cutting it just so much easier where, yes, it's sticking to it a little bit, but it's not like going to gum anything up. Like there's no gumminess left. So I can just cut away and it's fine. Again, I think regular, it's like really sticky. I think regular scissors are also fine too with cutting. It's just, this makes it a little bit easier and makes my life less frustrating. Okay, so let's talk self-adhesive foam. So self-adhesive foam, I'm sure there are many manufacturers of this. The one that I know of and that I like is Fabric Therapy. It has a really good like loft to it and a very, very sticky adhesive to the back. So when I'm trying to stick this down onto like vinyl, for example, that I don't want to iron because I'm afraid that it's going to melt some of the vinyl, I will use this. Also, it's just easier to use sticky stuff. You cannot sew through this. I mean, you could, it's just going to gum up your needle. So if you don't want to gum up your needle, use a different foam, but I use this for just about everything if I'm not sewing through it. And to make it a little bit easier to cut, I mean, I cut it with normal scissors. I really don't have that much of a problem, but sometimes when I do cut, it can stick or I can get bits of the adhesive that stick to my scissors. So that's why I wanted to look at Teflon scissors. And so far, I've really liked them. I haven't really had anything stick. I might have like a teeny itty bitty like microscopic piece stick, but it's really not a big deal. And I pull it off with my fingers and it comes off really easily. I do not need to use like an alcohol swab or anything to get the stickiness off if there is a tiny bit that's there. So they cut really nicely, just like any other scissors. You just, aren't gonna have to worry about any type of drag, that you may get with other scissors. I do notice that with like regular metal scissors, it sometimes feels like it's getting like a little stuck, just because it is coming into contact with some of the adhesive. But, with this paper over it, you really shouldn't experience a whole lot of that. I just find that Teflon scissors, again, it makes my life easier. And the other thing to note is if you deal with chronic pain and you are trying to cut a lot of self-adhesive foam like this, The drag makes a difference, you know, when it is sticking like that and there is a little bit of resistance, it just makes it harder on your hands, and harder on your arms as you're trying to, you know, cut through things. Again, I don't think this is going to be like, oh my gosh, these scissors changed my life, but it does make things way, way easier, on yourself. So that's why I got them. And for $10 for a set, I mean, you really can't beat it. So here's what they look like. There is one itty bit, I don't know if you can even see it. It's this tiniest, like, little dot that's sticking. Can you see it there? But that's it. Everything else, and it's gone. Everything else is really nice and smooth. They cut great. I mean, $10 a set, you really can't beat it. So if you want any of these, if you want this set, or if you want to look at other sets of Teflon scissors, definitely head over to Amazon. If you want this exact set, this is in my Amazon store. I think there's a section for cutting tools where you'll find these, but I think this is a great deal, and now you have 4. So if you're like me and you tend to lose your scissors, you've got 4. So you should be all set. I hope that was helpful. If you want any more tips in the future, please let me know in the comments, like, what you are looking for. Where do you struggle with? And I might have a tip for that, or supplies that I find helpful to help overcome those challenges. And please make sure that you like and subscribe to this video. I really appreciate it if you do. And until next time, bye.